Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 Podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin. Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in description below. And if you're enjoying the reviews, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Follow her over on Twitter at Artie Demon. You're going to find some amazing artwork, fan art, originals, redesigns, just amazing stuff. So be sure to check her out and give her a like, a follow, and a retweet. Episode 9 of Carmen Sandiego, the African Ice Caper. Doesn't African Ice sound like a drug, like a new designer drug? But wow, what a cool episode. And of course, this really does feel like the first part of a two-parter with the last one, especially the way how it ends. But yeah, this is some good stuff. I'm invested in everything that's happening. A lot of threads are being pulled in all different kinds of directions. I'm like, how are they going to wrap this up in one more episode? But we open up and it ends right where the last one did. Carmen is recovering from her hypothermia, falling, crashing, probably broke a rib or two. She's jacked up. She's in and out of consciousness. She's in the hospital. They're getting her back there. She's getting treated and everything. And I like these kinds of scenes. They always make me smile. And Zach and Ivy are with her in her room. And the doctor or nurse is like, oh, no more visitors. And like, oh, no, it's okay. It's family and a shadow son. And, Carmen's happy to see him. She gives him that smile. She's just, even all beat up and in the hospital, Carmen still just has this like infectious, beautiful smile that just makes everyone feel better. They're like there for her. We don't know how much time has passed. I'm assuming it's considerable. They sneak her out because they can't leave her there for too long. And there's no dialogue or anything. We just, okay, Zach stole an ambulance. They dress up like doctors or nurses and they get her out of there into the thing. And they bring her back home, which is their HQ. And Carmen is just like bedridden. They don't have a real bed for her. They just put her on the couch. I guess it's easier to watch her, but I don't know. She should have at least some type of sleeping quarters. But they're fixing up the place, and Shadow Son's talking to Player, and he's like, "There's more V.I.L.E chatter. There's things we got to stop. There's capers we got to get her hands in." And Shadow Son, I'll take care of it. So Shadow Son stepped it up, and he's the one running all ops from here on out. And it's 3, 4 jobs, 5 different jobs. And he's like, charter me a plane, get me there. And of course, Shadow Son's just a badass. He gets everything done. They're fixing Zach and Ivy still fixing up the place. Carmen's still down. Then we get this scene. We get a couple scenes like this where it kind of threw me for a loop. And I'm like, whoa. Carmen is, laying on the couch. And then she hears Chief's voice. And Chief's talking to her and everything. And she's like, well, how did you, I didn't contact you. Why are you talking to me? And it's really stupid because how did the hologram sits down? How would it know to sit? Wouldn't the chief have to have a chair somewhere for her to sit down to like, or is the chief really just a hologram altogether? Just like a computer AI and not a real person? I think that would be stupid. But, she keeps talking to her and everything. And she's like, oh, I'm just one click away. And she looks up and it's Coach. And I'm like, oh, it's a nightmare. I'm like, how the hell? Because she would have just sat there. And she's like, you're going to pay for betraying the family. She wakes up from the nightmare. She has the pen in her hand. So all this is all playing in together. There's lots of little threads here and there. Having to rely on Acme. Having to not put everything on yourself. I think Carmen's starting to learn that when you have more things can go wrong, the more elements you add to a plan. But you need people. You need bodies to be in different places. People with different resources. People with different skills. Get back to Chase. It's been how long since we've seen this guy? Chase is still in the office and he's doing paperwork and everything, and he requested some files. He gets them and he's all kind of happy to have them. I'm thinking, what is he looking for? He requests more time off. I guess he's been doing this a couple of times. He's like, oh, I'm so sick. And, Handsome McHandsome gives him the time off, and he's like shopping at a little corner store. And I don't know. It's different in other countries. In America, you don't go up to the counter and ask for things and then get them for you. Just get it yourself. And is there anything more classic than the baguette sticking out of the paper bag? I mean, it is a classic to let you know the person went shopping. It's in movies and it's all over the place. I love it. He goes home to his little apartment and he got a bunch of red thread, more red yarn. And I'm like, oh, he's going to do this stupid connect the dots thing that's in everything. And lo and behold, that's what he's doing. And he's looking over his old cases and he's trying to figure out, he's still looking into that whole shipping and receiving company, V.I.L.E. And he's like trying to, piece all these things together. And I thought this was a cool camera angle. We're in the wall and we're seeing through the wall at Chase because he's pinning up things as if he was pinning them into the camera. It's a really cool look. I thought it was interesting.
Art gallery in Cairo. Bang. Donut shop in Boston. Voila. all the places Carmen Sandiego has robbed that we know have ties to the mysterious import-export company.
But he's looking at all these things, all these different countries. What's the connection? There's a pattern here. I'm trying to figure it out. So good on Chase for doing some, detective work, what he should have been doing from the beginning. Then we get that scene that was in the trailer where Carmen's training. So they fixed this place up. They got, rings, kettleballs. Man, those things will destroy you. I did a circuit where you start off with 1 rep, and then the next set you do 2 reps. The next set you do 3. You do that all the way up to, you're supposed to go to 100, but I only went to 50. So you're doing 50 reps at slow weight. I damn paralyzed myself the next day. But yeah, they set this whole workout area, and she's working the bag, and she's trying, but you can see she's getting tired. She's getting tired quickly. Well, you don't just bounce back from hypothermia and or broken ribs and maybe a bruised lung and all kinds of stuff that probably happened to her. But, she's working out, and Zach and Ivy are still putting the, finishing touches on things, and he put her little Russian dolls out there, like, on display. And, that's pretty cool. I like that. Player checks in. He's like, checking on our patient, but it's, Carmen's like, I'm feeling better. And then she jumps on the couch, like, I'm ready for a job. Everyone's like, are you really ready for a job? She's like, come on, guys. I'm good. I need to get back out there. Player's like, okay, we got one, but it's not an easy one. So it's kind of tough, but here it is. In Botswana, in Africa, there's some vile chatter going on here where there's a diamond mine. And, we get our edutainment. He talks about tigers, but there's no tigers in Africa, but there is lions. So stupid. But they talk about the natural resources. They have uranium, they have gold, they have diamonds. And that's huge in Africa, is them diamonds. And how the diamonds have helped this country's economy grow. V.I.L.E's going to go in there and try to, they have a secret diamond mine. We got to stop it. Boom. They're in Africa, and we get, we see some ostriches, some elephants. Again, I love the beautiful scenery in this show. And then we get, everyone's still worried about Carmen. Everyone's still kind of babying her. Oh, Carmen, do you need some water? Do we need to rest? Is it too hot? It's like, come on, guys. She's a woman. You don't need to treat her like a baby. If she's thirsty, she'll tell you. But we get Carmen in another outfit. We get Safari Carmen, and man, I love Carmen in different outfits. She looks amazing in everything. And this is she's very leggy in this episode. I ain't complaining. I'm just pointing it out. She's talking to Player, and Shadow Sun's in the Alps doing another mission. And, I like how she's like, oh, so what caused you to start trusting, Shadow Sun? Because he was very distrustful of him at first. It's like, well, actions speak louder than words. He went out there, he stepped it up. He's been running all these ops without you, and he's been doing an amazing job. We get to the Alps where Shadow Sun is doing, and hello, gorgeous, what's your name? We get this very beautiful woman, and I guess she's another buyer. They're selling these diamonds to one of these two characters can be their own show. I love the details. I love how they make these characters look unique and different. Like, is this her bodyguard? Is this her brother? Is this her husband? Is this just some thug that works for her? Well, what's her deal? Is she just a rich person, or is she just another evil person who's going to do something with these diamonds? I don't know, but I would like to know. You could do a whole side story with just these two characters. But they're meeting up with Leshev, and he's like showing off a sample. And, is this a Pulp Fiction reference? I mean, it kind of, they open the suitcase. Ooh, what's in the suitcase? But it's just the diamonds. And Shadow Sun they're on those gondola things that move up and down the mountains. And, of course, Shadow Sun being a ninja badass. Like, oh, cool he looks. He's like jumping from thing to thing, and then he ends up getting in there, and he proceeds to beat everyone's ass. No one's going to beat Shadow Sun hand to hand unless it's another like ninja master.
Shadow Sun? You allowed yourself to be followed?
He is getting older. People have said, like, on the Discord, join our Discord, and they're like, oh, there needs to be someone that can take him hand to hand, or at least give him a fight, because he just kicks the living crap out of everybody. This big dude looks pretty strong, but ninja master, I mean, come on. He's getting beat up, and then the lady's like, well, you were followed, like she has the diamonds. And the chef's like, I don't know. It's so stupid. Jump up and help the guy. He beats him, and then, the chef tries to fight him. He gets one punch, and I thought it was funny that he threw Leshev at this lady and just like hit her with him. He just snatches the briefcase from her, and then, he does the ninja, hooks onto the line and starts to slide down. Leshev gives chase, which I think is admirable, that he's going to try to chase after him, even though he knows he's not going to be able to take him in a fight. But he's not giving up. grabs the dude's belt, starts to slide down the thing. Look how cool this is. This is the cool spy movie action thriller stuff that I just love. I mean, the scenery is just beautiful. They're sliding down the thing. They land on they land on the platform down there. He's looking around looking for Shadow. Says, "Oh, show yourself." He throws in the briefcase and just knocks him out. And he's like, "Yeah, be careful what you ask for, right?" So he didn't even put up a fight. He tried, but meh. And we see they have a bunch of those diamonds. So we know that they've been shipping these diamonds out already, or making promises, making moves. They got to make they got to do the op now to see what's going on with this diamond mine. Carmen does it. She promises it's going to just be recon. She's not going to get into any fights. She's not going to, get hands on. She's going to just be on the outside, just observe. But everyone, even player, they're still worried about her. She gets to the site that was on the GPS, and she's like, well, if there's a mine here, they're hiding it. And of course, it's all underground, and she sees some ventilation shaft things. She's like, okay, they're doing something underground. She sends in her little drone, her guilty spark, and then it goes down in there. And we're like, okay, she's going to investigate. We get another character here. We get this British dude, and he's talking to Maelstrom, and he's like talking about I may not be there where the diamonds are, but my position allows me to see lots of things remotely. So this guy's high up there in a big business or the government or something. This guy's got resources. He's got eyes on that diamond trade. That's his thing. And if he can get this done, because they're talking like hundreds of millions of dollars worth of diamonds in this freaking thing. So this is big for V.I.L.E. And he's like, you get this done, you get to have a seat up with the faculty. You get to join the 5. So we got another guy trying out for the squad, right? We get this scene with Zach and Ivy, and they're like, okay, they're worried. Zach is worried about Carmen, which is sweet. I like that they're worried about their friend. Ivy's like, she's got this. It's Carmen Sandiego. She can handle this, and it's just gonna be recon, so we don't have to worry about it. But Zach's like, maybe you can suit up and just go out there and try to help her. But they're like, if she needs help, she'll let us know. She hasn't checked in because nothing's happened yet. But they're still worried about her, which is, I think it's so sweet that the team actually really does care about her. But we get Carmen scoping out the area with her little drone. It's going down there, mapping the area. They see that the operation's going down. They're collecting diamonds. And, player's always patched in. He's like, yeah, they're moving hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stuff. We got to stop these guys. They're like, okay, we got enough information. Let's get out of there, Carmen. But Carmen's like, oh, she sees coaches there. So she's got a personal connection with her. And Carmen doesn't let things go. Maybe if she would have got out of there right then and there. But she's like, I got to map this whole area. But we got to get all the information we can. Tigress is there too. And I guess she was just patrolling and just so happened to run into Carmen. And the thing that they didn't want to happen happens. She gets into a fight. Carmen's still injured. She takes a shot to the ribs and she just collapses. So it's like, yeah, she had to have broken some ribs, bruised them at least, maybe got a bruised lung, a punctured lung. She got beat up because she didn't even really put up a fight here. And, Tigress just, boom, knocks her in the air, uppercuts her, knocks her to the ground. I'm like, dang, Carmen's getting tossed.
Oh, does it hurt? Sure seems that way.
I would have, it's good that they did this. Zach and Ivy went after Carmen to see what she was, and they end up tackling Tigress and capturing her. But see, me personally, I would have trusted Carmen to get it done on her own. I wouldn't have gone out there, but then she would have been screwed. So I guess I would have been a bad partner this time. But I would have trusted her. But in this same time, they did something good. They saved her, but at the same time, they didn't trust her. So I don't know which is worse. We get back to Chase, and he's doing this whole trying to figure out what's the connection. There has to be something in here that matches, and I'm not seeing it. That there's something going on. And then he starts thinking about Julia. What would Julia do? And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I want them to be together. If freaking Chase would stop being an idiot, she cares about you as a person, but you can work that, Chase. You got the end. But he's such a dummy. He's thinking about Julia. He's trying to figure out this case. We get back to Tigress is tied up by Zach and Ivy. And this scene, I guess, is supposed to be the funny scene. And they keep making stupid cat jokes and cat puns. And then she lunges at him and they all get scared. Oh, you guys are a bunch of scaredy cats. Okay, whatever. Get back to Carmen and she's still mapping things out. And then, player's like, we dodged a bullet there. Get the hell out of there. And she's like, no, we got to take this now. Because they're going to know Tigress is missing. And then they're going to evacuate the operation. He's like, I'm trying to get Shadowson there. He'll be there in a few hours. I'll reroute his flight. We'll charter him. But it's not quick enough. Then she pulls out the pen. She's like, well, maybe we call Acme. They have resources. They can get here. And player's like, do you really trust them? And she's like, you didn't trust Shadowson at first. you got to trust me here. So, she's mulling over. Do I contact Acme? Do I give them point on this? It's kind of cool. I kind of like that idea that she's willing to accept help from other people. Then we get this scene. It's funny, but it's also weird. Chase is shopping and he has his little basket and it's filled with yarn. So I guess he's still trying to do the stupid connect the dots thing. And he runs into Julia and I'm thinking, he lives in Paris. Chief told her not to interact with him. Why would she be there doing shopping near his house? Like, why even risk it? But she's like, oh, Chase, we shouldn't even be talking. He's like, oh, I dug up some of my old cases and I was thinking, I needed some of your input on these cases. And she's like, no, it's against protocol. We really shouldn't be talking. And then we get this weird, it's just weird to me because she gets not flirty, not flirtatious, but a little bit. She's like, oh yeah, I need to buy a hat,
If Chief knew I were even talking to you right now, I really should just buy my hat and go.
A hat? In a corner grocery?
A fedora, actually.
Fedora, like Carmen Sandiego, and she kind of gives him that little look like, oh, follow me. I'm like, whoa, Julia, what's going on here? Even she's like, you gonna buy a hat at the corner store? This is the cheese aisle, but it's a bunch of Carmen Sandiego hats. I'm like, whoa, okay, this is a dream, or he's hallucinating because this wouldn't be this way. And she's all, they all look the same, but there's one that's different. And then we see that little cat that was from the last caper they did in season 1, where it was the cat that was different that had, was it the Magna Carta? Was that episode? But so Julia's like, yeah, look at this. And he wakes up from his dream. He's like, oh, I've been spending so much time trying to find connections and similarities. I need to find the thing that's different. What out of all these things doesn't fit a pattern? And he sees that there's one little island, and this is where the shipping company is. And if they're never actually receiving or shipping anything, there's got to be something about this island. I'm assuming that's V.I.L.E Island. And from the look of it, where is this? Like somewhere in Europe, maybe? Because he gets there by boat. I thought when I'm looking at the map, I thought it looked a little bit like off the coast of Africa, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it's totally not anywhere near France, but I just think that's just whatever, because he gets there by like speedboat, which is ridiculous. But he's like, he's gonna go out that island, which I'm assuming is V.I.L.E Island. Wouldn't it be funny if it was nothing? It was just some island in the middle of nowhere. Get back to Player. He's mapping out the cave for Carmen, and he runs into Coach, and he's like, "Ooh!" He backs up. He's like, "Oh, that was close. Time to get out of here." Carmen's talking to Chief, and Chief's like, "You promised me a V.I.L.E operative, a high-level one." She's like, "Yep, maybe even more." And then she's like, "I need your resources here. How fast can you be here?" She's like, "I can get the local police there. To get there in like 10 minutes." And she's like, "Oh, we have contacts. We can make a partnership here. We can do things and we can work together." So, just kind of schmoozing her. Shadow Sun checks in, and he's like, "I need an update on Carmen." She's like, "Carmen's fine. She's good." And she's talking to the head of Acme, and he's like, "Let me see." I'm like, "Oh, this is interesting." And then even Player's like, for Carmen's safety. He's like, "Well, yeah, of course." I'm like, "Oh, Shadow Sun, is there something secret going on here?" He zooms in, and he looks at Chief's face, and does he know her? Do they have a connection? Because he's like, so this is the face of Acme. But Shadow Sun's the master of like playing things off, but he kind of has a look. He knows something. Damn it, I know he knows something. There's some history here. But, Carmen's like, "Okay, I can promise you this stuff. Just get them in here as quickly as possible." Which is cool that she's willing to work them. And doesn't she look? Carmen is radiant in the moonlight. She's so beautiful. That's just nice. Beautiful characters are always a good thing. We get to, I'm assuming, is British intelligence, MI5 or something like that, MI6. We got Mission Impossible. And look, another handsome dude. There's a lot of handsome guys in this show. There's beautiful women, handsome guys. I'm going crazy that how in 2019 you can have beautiful people in a cartoon for kids. And this guy's talking to that roundabout guy. He's like, "Oh, looks like there's, after this Botswani government is making a raid on this illegal diamond facility." And he's like, "Oh, thank you for keeping me abreast of all the information, the things going down in these other countries. You're doing a good job." So this roundabout guy has a mole, or do you think this blonde guy's a bad dude? Or is he just like, "Oh, my friend asked me to let him know about things that are going on in Africa or in this country, and I just let him know." So is he willingly a bad guy or unknowingly a bad guy? I don't know. I think he's unknowingly, because he doesn't look like a bad dude. Or like the way he was speaking, it didn't seem to me that he was giving a, we're in big trouble, boss. But he's letting the roundabout guy know they're moving on the mine. He lets Maelstrom know. So I'm like, oh, they're going to pull out. That sucks. We get first Handsome McHandsome #1, the redhead guy, and Chase is calling in. Oh, I'm sick again. I want to be out a few days. So because he's gonna make a run on the island, he gets on a speedboat. I don't know if he flew somewhere or if this was in Paris still, but yeah, he's gonna get there by speedboat. Kind of weird. Maybe he should have chartered a actual boat or something. But whatever. We get to the police raid and. Cool action police raid. This thing flies through the gate. It's like a Jeep Hummer looking thing. My only real complaint about the episode, they would have had their local military there because this is a diamond operation, which is would be a global incident because this isn't like, oh, they're stealing food or something. No, they're stealing diamonds, which is this whole country's thing. They would have had 500 guys there and they would have had rifles and guns and armored vehicles. It's just like 5 officers with no guns. I know it's a cartoon, they can't have firearms, that's stupid. They get down there and it looks like everything's barren, but one of the officers, hey, they left a lot of diamonds behind. She's like, yeah, they left in a hurry. And Carmen's going through some stuff and there's a bomb down there and they're going to blow up the mine. She's like, everyone get the hell out of here. Guy trips, Carmen goes back and saves him, the whole mine gets blown up. And it's such a big explosion, it actually rocks where Ivy and Zach were. I guess they were close by and it breaks Tigress free. I think there should have been a little bit of a fight here. I mean, there wasn't. Because Tiger's like, oh, I'm going to basically kill you two. And they're like all scared. I'm like, oh, come on, guys, put up a brave face. Even if you're not a good fighter, at least, have an angry face. Don't show weakness to your enemy. And we get a nice little shot of Tigress from behind. And she's like, oh, gets a call on the wrist from Maelstrom, evacuate the area, escape. She's like, oh, let me deal with this first. He's like, no, it's... gives her a certain special code word, which probably means super mega emergency, and she just takes off, and Zach and Ivy were spared a killing. We get to Coach. She's talking to Roundabout. She's like, yeah, we got some of the diamonds out, but not all of them, but we know for a fact now, that Carmen Sandiego and Shadowsun are working directly with Acme, so that's a guarantee now. We get a little bit of a chase. He's within eye shot of the island. He's like, this is my destiny. I'm wondering if it's nothing. It'd be so chase if he ran into an island that had nothing on it, or they already destroyed V.I.L.E and there's nothing there. We get to this whole last scene is just like, it's intense. Oh man, I can't wait for the next episode. And Zach and Ivy are in the dining cart and we need to check on Carmen, and Ivy's like, no, she's in a meeting. She's talking with Chief. She'll talk to us afterwards. Carmen has the best staring out the window face ever, and she's talking to Chief and everything. She's like, you promised me some operatives and I got nothing. It's like, they were tipped off. We got to be quicker next time. And then that idea of saying next time, Chief's like, oh, so you're liking the idea of working with us. And she's like, hey, I'll work with you. I ain't joining up. Chief's like, would it be the worst thing in the world if we joined up? Carmen looks back out the window and has a look on her face like, oh, maybe she's thinking about it. But I just think Carmen loves her autonomy. She's not going to want to follow orders. She's going to go after the things she deems important. They can be allies. I don't think she will ever join. I don't want her to join. But Chief's like, I'm just a click away. And then, Carmen stands up and again, like I said, look how leggy she is. It's amazing. She opens the door. Oh, it's all one of the cleaners. He whips out the shock stick. Boom, gets Carmen. I'm like, oh no, but I'm thinking, where's Zach and Ivy? Shouldn't they just be like one cart away? Carmen hits the ground. She's knocked out and, God, man, oh man, them hips. Woo. She wakes up and she's in another cart. I'm thinking, where the hell are Zach and Ivy? Unless they got Zach and Ivy first and we didn't see it. Coach is there. I'm like, oh no, this ain't no dream. She's got her in her midst. And she almost killed her last time. The end of season 1. If Shadowsun wouldn't have intervened, Coach would have killed Carmen. She would have crushed her to death. Got her in a bear hug. She's talking to her. And she's like, oh, did your little friend tell you about, how he found you and everything? And, did he tell you what he was doing there? And she's like, yeah, he was on a caper to, steal something. She's like, oh yeah, we sent him there to steal something. And I don't know if this is true or not. I called this back in what I wanted to see in season 2 video about this whole, why does Shadowsun care so much for Carmen? There's got to be something there. And I suggested that he was there to kill her parents. And then he was unable to kill her because she was just a baby. And that's pretty much what Coach says. Is it confirmed? Is she lying? She's like, yeah, he was there to steal something. He was there to steal your daddy's life. And Carmen's like, no, you're lying. And then she just gags her and just leaves her with that thought. Man, what an evil bitch. Sorry for the language, but that is a bitch move to say something like that. Like, oh yeah, this friend you have, this guy you kind of see as a dad, he killed your dad. How do you like that? But is she just saying it to hurt her? Is it true? But they leave her gagged in the train cart, and she walks out, closes the door behind her, and there's Carmen all tied up. End of the episode. Damn, what a cool episode. A lot of drama there. Oh man, I know all the episodes. This is why I wish there was weeks between episodes. Like it was like one a week. Because then we would have to think about this and like, oh, is it Shadow Son did he really kill him? What was the circumstances? Is Coach lying? But since everyone watches every episode with nothing in between, we don't get to have that drama. But I do, because I at least wait a day. Excellent episode leading into a season finale. This is how you work up. This is a build up here. It's just wonderful. For the last episode, guys, I'm probably going to do a premiere where I will be in a live chat with the video. So it probably won't come out on Thursday, probably either Friday or Saturday to let that build up, and I'll make a big premiere video out of it. But yeah, this is excellent. Will all this drama come to a head? There's a lot of threads here. Can you get it all wrapped up in one episode? Man, it's gonna be cool, man. Carmen Sandiego, best improved show from season 1 to season 2 of like all time. I've watched a lot of TV and cartoons in my life, and I've never seen a show turn it around so well, where it slowly but surely got better and better in season 1, and season 2 just skyrocketed. There hasn't been a bad episode. Everything has been leading to something. So yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Watch this series, share it around. I know things like She-Ra get all of the freaking media coverage when this show's here being excellent and no one talks about it. So, let everyone know, hey, Carmen Sandiego, Netflix, watch it. It's great.
Behave, and maybe we'll bring out a ball of yarn.
Good one, Ivy.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15 Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.